Hey guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another Autism Digest interview, where today we have an individual I'm really excited to talk to. He has over 161,000 subscribers on YouTube currently, where he regularly does reactions and reviews of animated movies, and he has one of the best hats on social media I've ever seen. He is Matt Brunet, aka Animat. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Hey, thank you so much for having me over.
Of course, I think a lot of people within the animation community on YouTube might recognize you. 161,000 subs is huge, but for those that may not know you, do you mind starting this off by telling a bit of your story in your own words?
Yes, so my name is Matt Brunet. You may know me more as Animat from my YouTube channel, Electro Dragon 505. And on the channel, what I mainly do is talk about my interests, specifically about animation, Disney, the Muppets, and a few others, but those are like the main three that I discuss about. And the videos that I make, well, I make a whole bunch of series, and one of my main ones is Animation Look Back, which I go into the history of specific animation studios and animators. Right now, I'm starting a new animation look back on Blue Sky Studios and looking into movies such as Robots, Ice Age, the Peanuts movie, Nimona, and several others. I also do plenty of reviews. I've done hundreds of reviews at this point of animated movies with Animat's reviews and Animat's classic reviews. And I also do a variety of other videos such as top 10s. I also do the annual top 5 best and worst animated movies of that year. I do the Muppet vlog, the Epic Mickey Files, and several others.
Oh, wow, that's definitely an impressive YouTube resume. And one of your reviews was actually how I found out about you, which leads to my next question. Do you have any experiences interacting with the autism or neurodiverse community that you want to talk about?
Yes, actually, as of recent, I've actually been connected more with the autism community, and I've been working alongside a nonprofit organization called Autism and Entertainment, which they are based in the Orange County or pretty much in the LA area, where they would go and help out with the autism community to go and pretty much aid them in their filmmaking dreams so that they could go and actually work either in acting or become animators or become filmmakers themselves. So lately, I've been in touch with those people and also to learn more about autism itself and interacting with autistic people. And this is not to mention how I know that with my audience, especially, that there is a strong base of autism, or that there is a prominent community of people who are in the spectrum that are also animation fans.
And I myself and one of them we're actually going to have the president of Autism and Entertainment on this platform soon. Oh, I'm glad you're connected with them. They're an amazing organization, and I absolutely agree that it's important to get the word out about why neurodiversity in the world of entertainment is important. Which leads to my next question for you. How do you think neurodiversity in the world of entertainment can be improved, whether that be storytelling or the actors and crew members involved in a production?
Well, honestly, it all depends on the amount of representation in autism that people are willing to go and put out and represent. That's the question that you are asking, right? For like how we can have more autistic representation in entertainment in general.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
especially in storytelling and the world of animation.
it's actually very funny because very recently, for my also, I kind of forgot to mention, I also do a podcast called Animat's Crazy Cartoon Cast. But for the podcast, I actually talked with someone by the name of Britton Payne, who runs another nonprofit organization called the Autism Scene, which is very similar to Autism and Entertainment. And he has this special event called the Auspec Awards, which is this contest for writers in the autism spectrum to provide a script and that they could win the opportunity to go and work with actual major studios like Disney or Nickelodeon to work on shows and deliver more characters who can canonically be in the autism spectrum. But the point that I'm making is that I had a chance to talk with Britton about this exact subject, and that nowadays it's good that we are seeing a little bit more. Like the momentum is starting to appear more often, in which we are seeing shows like Monster High or even She-Ra that do have characters that are in the autism spectrum. But in order to go and have more representation, there needs to be more effort to actually go and bring out to have like autism in storytelling. And the best way to have that happen is to actually bring in more autistic people onto the crew, to bring in like autistic writers, autistic filmmakers, people who are in the spectrum, or at the very least to have people who not just know but are directly connected with someone with autism, whether it be like they have a kid with autism or they have a relative, like a very close cousin with autism, to have those kinds of people who actually really do know what autism is in order to go and rightfully give them representation. Because the worst case scenario is that you would go and give a rando to go and include autism and they would just botch it up. Because it did happen in the past where you do have movies and they would have autistic characters, but they would get it like so wrong. Either that they would just use it for comedy, or they would try to portray it as like some weird superpower that just makes absolutely no sense. Like down to the point of making the accountant look like something that would completely make sense, or they would make like a very cartoony version of something like the accountant. But I think it really is just putting in more effort into having autistic people in the entertainment industry, to go and hire them more so that we can actually have more stories and more characters who are canonically in the spectrum. So I think it's more about the effort of just not just normalizing it in storytelling, but also normalizing it in the industry so that we can more likely have autistic representation in entertainment, not just in animation, but in movies and shows, in video games, and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. You made several good points. Because individuals I've talked to about have worked in the film industry or movie industry, but are on the spectrum. They're incredibly talented. And some of the ones I've watched or haven't talked to, they're incredibly talented as well. For example, Dan Aykroyd, he wrote Coneheads, my family's favorite movie script, and arguably one of the best of the 80s. Austin James Wolf, who I had on here, he's working on a few movies right now, and he's incredibly talented. And so I agree, it's all about getting more autistic voices involved. And you brought up another really great point. We should get more parents of autistic individuals and people who understand autism involved in these productions. That way we have more canonical stories.
And like one great example about the parent aspect, you can correct me if I'm wrong if you know more about this, but in Sesame Street there is that character named Julie, who appeared as the autistic representation of the show, in which she's there to go and educate children about people who are autistic and what is it about them that makes them more different than neurotypical people, as well as what kind of needs that they have that are different than some other people. And the character was created from a parent who is on the spectrum. So that also gives an additional aid when you also have like parents who have to really know firsthand when it comes to raising someone in the autism spectrum, that they could really go and help out with showing to the world, like, here's what I've learned about raising my kid, and now I want to present that to you. I think it's all in the matter of pretty much normalizing that people on the spectrum are very common in our world. In fact, like, it's like a very common number. I forgot specifically what it is, but it's like one in just a handful of people are actually on the spectrum. And the more that we are aware that, you know, some people around us are actually autistic, whether it be high functioning or low functioning, the more likely that we'll also see that be represented in our entertainment.
Exactly. That's a really nice way to put it. The more we get, not just with autism specifically, but with any issue in our world, the more we get people who lived it to be involved in the production, half of the problems we have with representation in media would never exist again, or they would at least be lessened. Which leads to my last question for you. What does the future hold for you? Do you have any Christmas specials that you want to talk about?
For me, honestly, my future, well, I don't know if I have anything that's going to be specially planned. But for now, I'm still hard at work on my videos. I do have the top 5 best and worst animated films of 2025 that's going to be coming up. And this one is going to be very special compared to the previous years because I've actually been watching a lot, and I do mean a lot more animated movies beyond the ones that I've already reviewed. I have a friend of mine, Rachel Wagner of Rachel Reviews. She actually helped me out to get screeners for many more movies, including independent features such as Arco and Little Emily and several others. So I actually did get a chance to go and check those out. And it's really going to spice up that particular video and make those lists a lot more unpredictable. Other than that, though, you could expect more animation look back blue sky as I continue to go and tell the story. I already got the ball rolling with the first part, and it already got exceptional reception from audiences. People are loving it, and I can't wait to go back into that. And I guess other than that, well, there's going to be more reviews to come, and I guess the rest, well, it's going to be a surprise, not just for you all, but also for me, because I don't even know what's going to be in store next.
That definitely sounds epic. We'll be sure to be on the lookout for that. Anyways, that's going to do it for listening to you guys. Thanks so much to Animat for coming on and sharing his story. If you guys want to see more amazing interviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Autism Digest channel. Be sure to pick up our latest issue by going to autismdigest.com and stay tuned for the audio file to be posted on our Spotify. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.